I have a habit where every few years, when I get bored, when my learning plateaus, I walk away from everything and start all over again with a new adventure. So, for instance, in 1996, I was living in America. I'd been there 12 years. My career was doing well. But then I said, oh, India is opening up. That looks like a good adventure. And so I dropped everything, moved to Jamshedpur, of all places, and started working on building a new factory. Then a few years later, 2003, again, I was on the global leadership team of Cummins, and I was just 40 and I had a reasonable chance of being the CEO. But the Microsoft opportunity came and it felt too interesting. So I walked away from that and started again. And at that time, Microsoft was a much smaller organization. Because I was from a different industry, I had to start a little bit behind. And then the same thing happened years later. I walked out of Microsoft with no plan and decided I'm going to build my own life on my own steam. My life has been about, from time to time, hearing the call of a new adventure, and I highly encourage the same thing for a lot of people today, because idea of stable jobs, stable careers, and I've said this a million times, doesn't exist. All of us have to think in terms of tours of duty. In the army, you have tours of duty where you get posted to some place for a few years, or you'll be called into to serve in some war or battle or conflict zone for a few years, and then it's the next one. So this is the mindset we all need. And when you're trying to reinvent yourself in this way, you have to start with humility and curiosity. Okay, you have to have the mindset of a student, a beginner, all over again. The hardest part in making the shift is actually letting go of your identity. You don't have to forget about titles, perks, external markers that defined you. If you have financial responsibility for your family, your kids, your parents, to some extent that may constrain how much risk you can take at a particular point. But even there, I think without letting go of your job and the income that you need, you can be doing what I call micro experiments. You could start spending your weekends working with your friend who has a startup, and you can see whether that really interests or not. Or you could say, I've always dreamt of teaching. So without letting go of your job, you can start teaching at a college near you. If it appears real, you can make the switch. So the point is that there's lots of practical ways of doing this in a relatively low risk way. But staying put is not smart. And I think today, whether you like it or not, everybody is going to be forced to take on new gigs, new adventures, new roles, new projects every 3, 4 years, just because of the uncertainty and rate of change around.